I want to explore the scenario of maybe answering the question, would 10,000 XDC hypothetically be considered an impressive amount? Even though nothing I say is financial advice, the way I view this situation is this. If let's say XDC maybe went to the price of $1, at that point 10,000 XDC, hypothetically 10,000. However, some people may be thinking, okay, why would you care about that? Well, it's because if let's say I saved 50% of that for whatever reason, and in a make-believe scenario I use it for the next cycle, and let's say for instance, in this make-believe scenario, this 5 grand does a 10x becomes 50,000, sometimes again people may have this kind of response where who cares about that? Well, a lot of my friends out there, even though they're earning over 100 grand a year, it doesn't seem that easy to be able to save that much, just because the expenses are very high in some cases. So I'd find that actually pretty impressive in the grand scheme of things. And when I take a look at XDC at the price of $1, around a 12x from here, and market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply would be nearly 18 billion. I don't find that as something too kind of like disappointing maybe for me, because even if I just take a look at the idea of maybe a 12x, if I take a look at Bitcoin, let's say it reaches 300 grand, that's less than a 3x from here. If Ethereum goes to 10 grand, that's less than a 3x from here as well. So I don't really find like a 12x maybe boring for me, but then at the same time, that market cap even, right, around 17.7 billion, or should I say nearly 18 billion, like it doesn't seem too outlandish, because let's say we take a look at XRP, not too long ago reached a market cap of around 200 billion. So imagine, it reached, let's say for simplicity's sake, 200 billion without really much of a fully fledged type of altcoin season. And again, XDC at around a $17.7 billion market cap wouldn't even be 10% of that. And I don't think XDC necessarily loses out like in terms of fundamentals, because let's say for instance, we'd have to take a look at, the XDC network as an enterprise-grade blockchain protocol that was purpose-built for global trade and finance. Now, if we take a look at the global trade and finance market, Ripple's also focused on that. However, even besides that, the XDC network is powered by the XDC protocol. And I think this is where things get a little bit more interesting, because for instance, the XDC protocol has the ability to be integrated with internal legacy systems, like for instance, Swift payment databases, and Swift is very, famous in the banking world, so I find that very amazing. And also, if we take a look at, it can furthermore integrate data into the blockchain using the ISO 20022 electronic data interchange standard. I find this as the cherry on top, because if we take a look at Ripple and Stellar, they have aspects of ISO 20022, and that, by the way, is currently being used by many financial institutions from all around the world for something called inter-organizational data exchange. So having an aspect of ISO 20022, I find that very impressive. To me, maybe the idea of $1 wouldn't necessarily surprise me, but I think it's all just really a waiting game, because to me, I will not be able to know the exact moment in time XDC is going to do this or do that, if it ever even does. Let's say if we ever even do see a fully fledged altcoin season, let's say it happens near the end of this year or Q1 of next year, right, in 2026. Whenever that timeline is, it's going to be beyond my control. So all I'm doing is staying patient. I treat it like a marathon. It's not a sprint for me. I'm just dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting. It's about preparing for me and not about finding the perfect moment. Again, I'm just preparing for a moment, if that makes sense, but I'm not telling anyone to do anything when it comes to XDC. But this is just my thoughts, and overall, I'm still looking forward to what maybe it could do in the future, but only time will tell. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's only the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.